We often view the stoic veteran through a lens of total emotional silence, but that stillness is rarely an absence of feeling. It is a specific, practiced discipline, the ability to remain functional while everything around you is falling apart. This creates a unique friction when the high-stakes environment of a combat zone is replaced by the quiet of a civilian living room. The external chaos disappears, but the internal conditioning remains. Take a man in his 60s. He carries 3 distinct titles earned across 40 years, and the evidence of how he managed that transition is found in the earliest hours of his morning. When the alarm rings at 4 a.m., there is no mental debate. He doesn't negotiate for more sleep. He reacts with a conditioned reflex, his feet hitting the floor before his mind has even fully processed the day. This habit reveals the engine of his life. His legacy isn't defined by a single heroic moment, but by the relentless, quiet act of showing up every time he is expected. His early military career was spent navigating environments where threats were existential and entirely out of his control. In those moments, the phrase, "nothing scares me," wasn't a boast. It was a psychological tool, a way to wall off the fear so he could focus on the task at hand. This is the mechanic of duty. It forces a terrifying reality through a filter of discipline into a single, survivable action. He maintained connection through the narrowest of channels, rare phone calls, and delayed letters. Surviving those years taught him that when the world is volatile, the only thing that matters is having a person you can rely on without question. When he returned to civilian life, he had to take that same intensity and apply it to the complex, softer needs of a family. The vigilance required to scan a horizon for danger was redirected into pacing the floor with a sick child in the middle of the night. The military call to action became the quiet endurance of sitting in a dark living room, waiting for the sound of a key in the lock or a teenager's check-in call. You see the shift in his hands. The grip that once held a rifle now gently guides his son's hands on a fishing rod, demonstrating a level of patience that combat never required. He became a pillar of safety, absorbing the stresses of the world so they never reached his children. To him, being a young father meant that his family's peace was bought with his own constant, silent effort. Now in his 60s, that weight has shifted. The exhausting effort of his younger years has settled into a state of deep, earned peace. Communication is no longer a rare lifeline from a base overseas. It's a chaotic video call where his grandchildren compete for his attention on a screen. At the lake, his grandkids look at him with a sense of wonder, seeing only the calm man who knows how to fix the line and find the fish. Their total lack of worry is the final proof of his success. They are safe because he spent a lifetime ensuring they never had a reason to feel otherwise. These 3 roles, veteran, dad, and granddad, stack, each reinforcing the next. Waking for the unit at 4 a.m. became staying awake to keep the house safe. Reliability is a hardened habit. With decades of evidence, his absence is impossible to imagine. This culminates in moments like Father's Day, where the physical house is filled with the children and grandchildren he spent 40 years protecting. This gathering is the tangible result of his decision to always be the anchor, regardless of how heavy the storm was. When we look at a man like this, "nothing scares me" takes on a different meaning. It's not about being bulletproof. It's the absolute security that comes from knowing you have done the work to earn your place in your family's lives. His most significant act of courage wasn't something he left behind on a distant battlefield. He brought that courage home and used it to build a foundation that the next generation could stand on without fear. A man's ultimate legacy is becoming the person his family knows will always, without fail, be the one to answer the call.